Immediately following Hurricane Michael, looting was a concern for all in the area. One resident was reportedly stealing guns and also tried to commit the crime on state law enforcement officers. As News 13's Kayla Tucker shows us, the incident had deadly consequences. We do warn you, some viewers may find this video to be very graphic.
Just one day after Hurricane Michael, law enforcement officers shot and killed a Bay County man here on Pine Tree Road. Months later, that act was justified by the state attorney's office. But how did the incident even begin?
There was a medical emergency in one of the homes, so they were going inside to assist that individual inside when one of the citizens said, "Look, this crazy guy that's been looting cars is now in your vehicles."
The man was identified as Dakota Brooks.
He had been trying to remove one of the firearms from inside, and when they confronted him and tried to arrest him, he began to struggle with the officers and fight with them.
Looking at this video, Brooks is seen fighting with officers and getting one of them to the ground. That's when Brooks reached for the officer's weapon,
which caused one of his fellow officers to use deadly force in an attempt to save the life of the officer that was down on the ground.
Brooks ran from the officers but was shot twice. The investigation report by the Florida Department of Law Enforcement says the officers administered first aid but were unsuccessful. Their actions, though, were determined justifiable,
because each officer believed that that force was necessary either to prevent death or great bodily harm to himself or his fellow officer.
Now, while this shooting happened here in Bay County, another officer-involved shooting in Gulf County was also recently justified. Now, coming up in a News 13 digital exclusive, we take a look at how these cases are investigated. Be sure to download our Panhandle Strong News app to see that story this Sunday. In Panama City, Kayla Tucker, News 13, Panhandle Strong.
The officers involved are employees of the Florida Department of Financial Services. News 13 reached out to the agency. Head to our website, mypanhandle.com, to see what they had to say about that incident.